Hey there, welcome to my channel, and this is Programming with Remy. How are you doing? How's been your day? How's been your week? Hope you are doing fine. Alright, so today we're going to be looking at the third session of HTML links, and today we're going to be looking at email links, and bookmark anchors, target attributes, and download links. Alright, so in our previous class, we examined URL, and we said URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator, and we have been able to look at absolute or relative URL, right? And also we have been able to look at directory structure of page and web related resources. And in our last class, we have been able to examine how we can structure our website, and we use an example of a website that we built that the hosting services is done on our computer. So we have been able to look at that. So today just looking to examine that again, and right there we're just going to move to our Visual Studio Code and do some practice questions. Alright, so let's go further. So in the last class we are able to look at how to apply directory structure for our website, right, to make our website more organized, right? And we look at how the relationship between those pages. So we looked at example of same folder links, right? So for example, if I want to move, if I have a link in my index.html for my about us page, represents as the home page for the about, and I want to go to my a link to go to review.html, it will have this link, right, review.html, right, because they're on the same folder. So for example, if I want to go to the child, example of a child folder links is for example, if I have a link that will take me to reviews from my about folder, right, so it will be about / reviews.html, right? Or if I have a link to take me to the grandchild folder, so and this is an example of grandchild. Let's say I want to move from the index to the post, right, and the post is inside the article folder, right, so that will be blog articles, then the post.html, right? Or if I say I want to move for the parents folder, now that's why I use this particular symbol here, and this means it means that I should go to a folder ahead of it, which is the parent folder, right? So that means that if I want to go from my index of my blog to my main home page, I will use this index, right? I'll use this particular link, right? That's an example of the link I will use, right? So if I also want to go from the grandparent folder link to let's for example, I want to go from this post link now to the main home page now, so that means that I'm going a 2-step forward, right? So that we have this particular link and we take me to index.html, right? So that's an example. So we're going to do a practical example at the end of today's class of different ways we can able to structure our website. Okay, so let me go to my next slide. So today we're going to be looking at email links, and links can also be used to directly open the mailing program and send email to a specified address. So let's say for instance I want to send an email to someone, maybe for example for my contact us page. Now I use the particular link, also called the tag called anchor tag, and inside the anchor tag the href attribute will have this particular text mail to. So that's why we have an example here. We have the A, which stands for the anchor tag, the href, which stands for the hypertext reference, then I have the destination, right? But before the destination I'll have to put this particular text, which is mail to, then Renfix. For example, I'm sending a message to renfix.com. So if I click on email, it will open my default mailing system for my computer and send a mail to that particular person. So that was I said, to create an email link, you will make use of the anchor tag, but the href will have its value starts with mail to, right? So note this, then the email address you want to mail to, sorry, the email address you want the mail to be sent to. So that's why you have this example here, and to send this email. So and that will open So this will open the mailing system. So this is an example of a mailing system, right? Maybe on your computer. And so let's say I'm sending from this particular email and to this particular email, and the reason why I brought that from, because this is the email that has been inputted here, right? So it will open my email and then send this mail. So there are different ways that the email links work, and there are different features. Now if you observed in your mail, you have this particular CC, BCC and the subject, right? So but the default way of links will just open the email provider for your computer and just add the sender's address, but the CC, BCC and the subject will be left empty, right? Now this CC in normal mailing system stands for carbon copy, and it means that I want the same email sent to this particular email address sent to this also particular email address, while BCC stands for blank carbon copy. That means I want to send to another email and it must not be seen as a forwarded message or a message that has been copied. So that's an example. So also we can also include the subject, and there are links to do that. So so if I want to email link with subject, now if I want to add the subject to this particular email, now I'll use this particular link. So to have the anchor tag, the href, I have the mail to renfix.com@gmail.com. now we have this question mark, which means it's like to go to the next stage of our features way. Then we have the subjects, and it will have this value question, and this is how the link here. Now this particular reference here is to show me, because now in our URL there's no space, is not allowed, right? So this particular syntax, this %20 is to make a space between this particular URL, right? So I'll put the link down below so that you can understand what this represents in our URL. So but it's a space, and what it does is that it gives me a space between this value. So and that's why we have the subjects here now. So that's an example of the mail that we have a subject. Now we can also include the carbon copy and the blank carbon copy too. So if I want to do that, all I need to do is to if I want to do that now, so all we need to do is just to add CC, then the value example@gmail.com. so I have this also the black carbon copy, because I have to use this and, right? So just observe this symbol, pause this video and try to implement it in your code. So this is the example of how to add the link that we have a copy and a blank copy, right? So this is how to send this. Can you see this opens up the default email client on your computer, and the sender email address, the subject, the carbon copy and the blank carbon copy are inputted into your mail. So today we're going to do an example of this and to apply this in our project. All right, so let me go to the next slide. So also we have what we call Bookmark Anchor, and as the name implied, bookmark, probably maybe in your browser you have a bookmark of different websites that you have linked so that you can easily go to those websites, right? So that's the same way we have also Bookmark Anchor. So we have a bookmark is useful if a web page is very long. So let's say for instance you have a web page that is very long and you don't want to use the scroll bar to scroll to maybe the bottom page of the footer, the header. So we can use a bookmark anchor to just jump to that particular section, and this will help your user to able to interact with your page more better. So said the use of the bookmark anchor will enable the user to jump from one section to another without scrolling, right? So now this is the way to create a bookmark anchor. So to create a bookmark anchor, you need to create bookmark anchor, use the ID attribute. So there's a particular ID attribute that we add to our anchor tag to create that particular bookmark anchor, which is called ID, and it will have a value, and the value will represent like what you want to name that particular portion of the page, right? And second thing is that you have a link where when the user click on it, it will go to the particular session, right? So I have an example here. So let's say for example let's say this is the head of my blog and this is the bottom part, right? So what I want to do is that I want to create a link that once the user click on top section, it takes me to the um header for my page, right? So that means that in my list, in my main that we created, I will add an attribute called id, and I'll put a value that I'll reference value as top, right? Then in my in the link here, I'll just put a href, and I'll put this arch symbol, and then the top value here, I'll put the top value here. So once I click on here, it will take me to the what, to the top of the page. So that's an example of Bookmark Anchor. So note that the ID is not case sensitive, but it's safe to maintain the lowercase in defining the each attribute, right? So we can have two different type of Bookmark Anchor. We can have a Bookmark Anchor that will link to a specific part of the same page, or a Bookmark Anchor that will link to a specific part of another page. So let's say for instance now, I have this particular link in my own page, and I wanted to directly go to my blog page, or I wanted to go to the first page of my blog. So that's why it's can. So it's still having the same syntax. So create the bookmark. To create the bookmark, use the id attribute, right, and the value. Next, you create the link using the anchor tag. So we have the href, blog, index, html, and we have to add this particular value, that is the specific portion that you want to link to. So we'll do an example of that in a practical project. So note that. Okay, so also we have what we call target attributes. Now the target attributes instruct the browser where to open the linked document. So now this is very important. For instance, let's say you're on your website and you want your user to view another website, right? You can just open the website in a new window or a new tab, right? So to do that, we use another attribute. And remember we said attribute, they add extra information to our HTML elements, right? So now we said the target attribute instruct the browser where to open the linked document. So HTML has 4 defined targets, and each target name starts with an underscore. So that means that whenever I want to use a target attribute, I have to start with an underscore character, right? So we have 4 different defined tags for defined attributes for our targets, right? So we have the blank, we have the parent, we have the self, and we have the top. Now the blank opens the linked document in a new window or tab. Now this is very useful. For instance, you want to take a user, so you want to refer a user to a particular website, and you want the user to also to retain information in your own website, right? But if you don't have this blank, now once you click on the link, it opens in the same page, right? Now that's an example of blank. So also have a parent, which opens the link document in the parent window, right? So that means the parents in that particular folder, it opens it in it, right? So also we have the self, and this opens the link document in the same window or tab. Now this is the default way a link is opened, right? It opens in the same window or tab. If you have observed the previous examples of links that we have done from the blog to the post, right? So also this top opens the link document in the full browser window. So and this is the syntax for you to create a target attribute, right? So we have the anchor tag, the hypertext reference, we have the value, which is the URL, right? So this is taking me to the blog home page, right? And what I'm saying here is I have the target, right? And I have the assignment value, and I have the value here, and you observe that I have the underscore and the blank, right? So this means that I want this link to open in a new window or a new tab. So if I want to use an example of a parent now, so this will, instead of blank, it will be parent. Self is default, right? And also top linked, that means it opened the link document in a full browser window. So that's an example of target attribute. All right, so let me go to my next slide. So also we have what we call download links. So we can also create a download link to download a file by just pasting a destination URL to the file you want to download. So for example, you may have an image, a resource material, a zip file, web resource material that you want to download. So you can just put a link on your page and click on download. So what I do that is put the href, remember the anchor tag. Now the href will be the parts where the file you want to download is located, right? So let's say for example this file is located at images, and we have the name of the file and the file format, right? You add that into it, then the text that the user will see to download the image. So we are going to do an example of that Okay, so also we have an example. Let's say we want to download a PDF file. We can have the image, text. So let's practice what we are going to do today. So today, in today's practical project, we're going to apply. So let's start. So we're going to first apply the indirective structure to our class project. So all my words this today will be made clear more when I start the project. Alright, so let's go to our Visual Studio Code. So we have our code there. Now what I want to first do is, because I want to change the theme color so that my my project will be more eligible, so that I can see it more better. Alright, so let me go to my settings. Okay, so I'll search for themes. Okay, alright, so I want to change the theme so that you can see it more better. From the review, someone asked to see the screen more better. Alright, so okay, I'll change the font to okay, I'm coming. Okay, alright, let's put 16. Okay, so I think my font is more visible now. Alright, so we have our links, right, of our pages, and if remember, we have structured our about us, blog, contact us, right, images, shop. Right, now observe that the links that we have for all our pages, they are still the same link that we have in our previous example. Now if I go to my index, which is my own page, right, and I click on open with live server, now let's observe. Now I open with live server. Or some, I've not changed something here, so I want to change something here. So let me put this as a blog. Okay, blog, sorry, this as about us, this as contact us, and the shop page. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, alright, so let me save this. Okay, so now if I go to my index, my main home page, and I open with my live server, now these are the links, right? But observe, if I click on blog now, it's telling me that cannot get blog, right? Because the path has changed. If you remember, we have structured in a different way. So I'll click on my blog, it cannot go about us, no, right? So let's go back to our code and correct that now. Alright, so now we observe that here's the main index, right? And if you go back to our file directory, okay, alright, so now if I want to, for example, I'm on my index now, so if I want to go to my blog, right, and I want to target index.html, right, it will have a link called href, right, my blog, then index.html, right. So what I'll do is I'll come here to my Visual Studio Code, and this is my index, right, which is the main index, right. So that means that for this link now, which is the home page now, this is the main index, right. But for my blog now, my blog is not in the main folder anymore, so it's inside the blog folder. So if I want to access this now, to go from this index to the blog, I have to add, then I will add blog. So let me clear this, and once I'm doing that, you observe that my Visual Studio Code will give me path options, right. So let me put blog, and I can use a blog, and then I have articles, which showed me these articles, and I have the index, right. So that's index, right. So if I want to add the about us page now, so let me clear the first part that we did. Okay, alright, so and then about, can you see to open it, and then index, right. For my also my contact us page, clear this. Alright, contact us, right. Okay, index, right, where shop, okay, and then index, right. So I'll save this, and that will take me to the link. So that's for my index, right. So let me come to my shop page, my index for my shop page. Now on my shop page now, the index will not be HTML again, the index will be shop, right, which show me that that's the parents, that's the present page I am on, right. So this will be index, right. Okay, alright. Now if I want to access other pages from my shop page now, let's say I'm moving from my, what I'm trying to say is that, okay, so let's say I'm at my index now, right, and I want to target my home page, right? I want to target my contact us page, I want to target my blog page, I want to target my main home page, right? So how will I do that now? So from the index now, I'll use the parent folder, right? So that means that because it will take me to the main folder, right? So I'll put the 2, so take me to the index, right? So that's index blog, so then blog, right? Okay, and then for about us, then index, right? Okay, so contact us, then index, right? Okay, so that's example of shop page, right? So I'll copy this link, copy, and then go to my contact us page index. So I'll come here, let me sorry, okay, something is wrong, it's not copied well. So let me come back to my shop page. Okay, copy. Now I'm my contact us home page now, so paste this. Now in my contact us home page, the main index will be contact, right? So this will be contact us, right? And then my shop page will change to shop, right? And index, right? So that's the example of a shop page. So control save. So let me go to my articles, oh sorry, my blog, right? Under my blog I have my index, right, for my blog. So change this also. So my blog will be the index now, right, from the example. So index.html, right? So the shop page will change to, okay, for my shop, right, shop, then index, right? Control save. So come to my about us page. Okay, all right, so the about us will be the index, right? Okay, then shop page, index, right? Control save. So I've saved this. Let's confirm. Okay, so contact us page, good. Shop page, okay, good. And the home page, right? So we have the all links right now. So let's try to observe if the links will work now. So let me back. Okay, so now so I can move to the contact us page, their shop page, the about us page, the blog page, and the home page, right? All right, so now the second example, second class project, we have to, okay, so add email links to the contact us page. All right, so I have a dummy text here that I want to include to my contact us page. So I'll copy this, come to my contact us page. Okay, this contact us page. Now open this. So I've added the paragraphs. So I want to add this text, move a paragraph of the phone number, the paragraph for we're online, more like an information for our page. All right, so I want to add the email link now. So href mail to, then Renfix global, just an example, at gmail.com. So I can just put contact us. Okay, so let me save that and observe browser. So come to my contact us page. So if I click on contact us now, it opened the default email for my computer, right? So open. Now do you observe that I have two that mail to as I've inputted, but the carbon copy, the blank carbon copy, and so it is not clear. So let me just try to do that. So let me come to my contact us page. So I want to include, and to include that, put the question mark, and then put this, then okay, then I add the subject. So subjects, okay, so just put make. So I'll put a space, and to do that, remember the percents that we add to our URL, make your okay request. Okay, all right, so let's observe that. So let me Open my contact us again. Now observe that I have the subject as make your request now, right? Make your request, but the copy, carbon copy and blank copy is plain. So let me just try to add that. Okay, now to add that, remember the syntax to add the carbon copy. So what I'll do to add the carbon copy and the blank carbon copy, so what I'll do is to use this particular syntax, right? So just copy the syntax. So let's try to use this particular syntax. So I'll come here, so search for carbon copy, right? So just let me just do an example. So example at gmail.com, then I put the and, right? So I add the BCC, which means blank carbon copy, and then I put let me put example 2 at gmail.com, right? So and then I put the add to differentiate from the subject, right? So let me save and then observe my contact us, open email. Now this I have the carbon copy and the blank carbon copy, right? And I have a request now to send my mail. So I can also have, for example, let's say I want to send, this is important if you want to send image, maybe to want to send maybe to different personalities in your company. So let's say for example we have two people that I want to copy to, so I can just come to my Visual Studio Code and then come to my example for this, then put a comma, then put example, example 3, right, at gmail.com. So let me save it to my page, contact us, open mail. Now this I have example, and so that's an example of email links. Okay, so we are going to do that. So the next example said add a bookmark anchor to the blog page. So what I'll do, I'll come to my blog page from my Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is my blog page, right? So I want to add a link. So let's say I want to add a link here now, right? So take me to the top page, maybe take me down page. So what I'll do, so I'll just have to remember we use the ID. So let me come to my my first list here. So I want to add an ID here, so I'll just come here, so I add ID and I put top, right? Okay, so I've added an ID. So then I'll come, I want to add the link here, so I'll just come here and I want to add a link. So I've added a break to differentiate it from the other formatted text. So let me just add a paragraph. Okay, right, so in my paragraph I have a link, href, and then I'll put the hashtag and the value of the ID, right? So okay, just put top and then I'll put top section. All right, okay, sorry, that's another thing I'm doing. Okay, so let me save this and go to my page, so my blog page now. So I have, you can see that instead of scrolling down, come to, so if I click on top section now, it takes me to the top section, right? So that's an example of link. So the other example they say add a link to a blog page. So also we can add a bookmark anchor to take us from the home page to the first blog. So let me do that now. So let's say I want to come to my first blog page heading. So this is my blog, so my first blog heading. So I want to add an ID there. Okay, let me use second ID so that we can understand more better. So let me just add an ID and then put let's put tech news, right? Okay, so I'll copy this ID. So copy this ID, I save, then go to my home page, my main page now. So I just want to add a paragraph here. So I can, okay, I've already added the paragraph, read techniques, right? So but I have to put the part right to the page. So I'm referencing from my blog, so my blog, right? Then index, right? Then I put the hashtag, then take words. Let's go back to my blog. so I can remember what able to techniques. Copy and then go back to my home page. Where are you? Alright, okay, so then add home page. So let me save this. Alright, so let's go to my browser. So let me click on my home page now, so I can say read tech news. So and it take me to the second. Now that this is what I'm saying now, so that's taking me to this particular. So that's an example of a bookmark anchor, right? Okay, so the other example that I want to do is to use a target attribute to open a post in a new window. So let's say for example in my blog, okay, all right, my index. All right, so remember that we did a link to Netflix, right? So but what I want to do is that I want to open this in a new blank. So what I'll do is I'll add the targets, right? Then I want to make it a blank, right? So control save, go to my browser, then if I click on Netflix now, it's open it in a new tab, right? So that do you observe this is an example of Netflix now is opening a new tab. So and also we can also have example opening it in a parent and the self or the top page, right? So that's an example of so let's say for example I want to add a link to my own page. So let's do an example. Say I have my list, my menu now. So my blog now wants to open at the top page, right? So I can add the target and open it at the top. So that means that once I add this, save it now, it will open this blog page and open at the top window. So come to my browser. So let me click on blog. Okay, let me come back to my code. Okay, it opens at the top, right? So because it's already top, so that's already opened at the top of the folder, right? So that's an example of so if I come to my own page now, then click on blog, that's open the blog and it opens at the top of the window, right? So we have different, so try to apply different tags. There are different syntax. So the next example is that add a download link to an this is an error. So add the download link to an image file. So let me come to my documents. Okay, if you remember our file example, so I'm a bit rushing, so but okay, so remember we have images here, right? In our example we have images now. So let's just go to our image folder. So I'll go back to my image folder, then this renfix tech, right? Okay, so I have my images. So what I want to do is I want to copy this file of this file, BRP and directory structure, right? So copy, let me cut it, right? So cut, come to my renfix and my images, and then I paste it here. All right, paste here. So now you can see I have my images now. So let me come to my Visual Studio Code. So what I want to do is I want to put a download link. Let me add it to my blog. Okay, let's say I have a blog, my index. All right, so let me just pick a text and put download to replace download. So let me take this text and just make it a download. Okay, okay, let me add it here. Okay, and click on download, right? Download image. All right, so put an href, right? Remember, then since I'm in my blog, right, and I'm targeting my image folder, right? Let me minimize so that you observe what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I'm in my blog now, so I'm going to target my image, right? And I want to target BRP, right? So what I would do is go back twice, then images, right? Then BRP, right? Then I close this, put the download link here and paste it here. All right, so that's I'm able to add that link, right? So let me add a break. Okay, so all right, so I put in the link. So I want to add another link also for my PDF file, right? So let me put a link. So all right, so images, then directory structure.pdf, right? So download PDF, right? So save. So let's go to my browser, then refresh my blog. Okay, my blog. So okay, so can you see the example now? So I can download image, right, and download PDF. So if I can download image, it's open the image in the browser for me to be able to save or download. And also if I go back and click on download PDF, it opens the PDF for me to be able to download. Okay, so that's example we are going to do. So the class project I want to do, so I want to pause this video and try this out. So apply this, so just read this, pause this video, read it, and then apply the download links. So try to apply it in your own browser, what we are going to do today. And today we have been able to create email links by adding the mail to our href, right? We have learned about adding features to the mail system, such as subjects, carbon copy, blank carbon copy. We are able to use the bookmark anchors, right? We're able to learn about target attributes, and we're able to look at download links. All right, so today we come to the end of this class. There's so many things we have discussed in this class, so do well to just pause the video, go back, and if you have any question, you can just click on the forum down in the link below, and I will reply. Okay, all right, thank you for watching. Remember, subscribe to my channel and click on the notification bell to receive more uploads. All right, love you, have a wonderful day. Bye.